Melville was 12 when his father died, old enough to understand the damage to his prospects, but too young to do much about it. His family depended on relatives for support as they shuttled between New York and Massachusetts. They were fortunate not to slip into hunger and homelessness, but the price was tribulation and shame. Not long after her husband's death, the strong-willed but beleaguered Maria added an E to her last name. The death of his father began Melville's search for a career and, more existentially, a place in the world. Unable to consistently continue his education, he ran errands for a bank, a job arranged through relatives, worked at a clothing store run by his brother Gansevoort, lived on a Massachusetts farm owned by an uncle, and taught school while boarding with the parents of his pupils. Melville was white, somewhat educated, and had family connections, but he entered adulthood during an unpropitious time. Spurred by land speculation, unregulated banks, and Andrew Jackson's monetary policies, the Panic of 1837 brought credit shortages and unemployment that would depress the U.S. economy for nearly a decade. Melville was not alone in his vocational struggles, nor was he the only young American to recognize that in a nation that valorized self-reliance and saw itself as a land of opportunity, failure and success were often determined by forces beyond one's control. In 1839, the 19-year-old Melville joined a merchant ship sailing between New York and Liverpool, marking his entrance into a maritime industry that enriched ship owners and merchants, offered careers to captains and mates, and paid common sailors low wages for dangerous work. We know little about Melville's inaugural voyage, though his novel Redburn, 1849, tells the story of a well-bred, fatherless youth learning hard lessons as a sailor. After returning from Liverpool, Melville taught at another school, which went bankrupt, studied surveying and engineering without finding employment in the field, and traveled to Illinois, where he could not land a job. Melville's life seemed a disappointing failure to launch when he signed on to a whaling voyage. He may have done so out of economic necessity, a desire for adventure, or a need to prove himself to, or distance himself from, his family. Whatever the reasons, his decision proved to be the most momentous of his life.